Hey, how's it going, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're diving back into The Haunting of Hill House with episode 4. The last episode, it was great, right? Absolutely fantastic. It was with a deep dive of Theo's character, which I just absolutely love. Now, she's become my favorite one so far, honestly. It was just, she was so well explored and um just fleshed out, right? Because they really gave us an understanding of why she is the way that she is, this personality type that she is, so withdrawn and she's very reserved. Not reserved. I think reserved is the wrong word. And withdrawn too. She's very apprehensive about letting people get close to her, rather. Keeps everyone kind of at an arm's distance from her, and kind of a self-preserving kind of way. Yeah, it was done so well, and I can't wait to see more episodes like that, hopefully about the rest of the characters. So with that being said, let's just jump right into it. If you're new here and you want to come along for the rest of Haunting of Hill House, sorry. And also, we're doing the Conjuring movies, so if you want to check those things out, feel free to subscribe. If not, it's all good. We're just gonna hop into this and have a good time. So let's check it out.
He was in the basement. He even ripped my
Oh
shirt.
yeah,
And they still didn't.
that ghoul of a monster in the basement. So creepy.
You believe me, don't you, Abigail?
Oh, he's talking to the girl that he sees in the forest, huh? Who is she? Why is he seeing her? Oh, is this gonna be like a Luke episode? Dude, that's what I'm looking forward to, a Luke episode. Oh yeah, it's called The Twin Thing. So that has to be with Luke and Nell, right? Like their relationship.
When I was a kid, my brother taught me how to spot faces in clouds. I could pull a face out of a lot of things: water, mud.
So this is Luke in his rehab, right?
This little Iraqi girl, I mean, she was burnt up, dead. Yeah. Most folks don't know what happens to eyeballs in a fire. In the right kind of fire, they can melt.
Oh my god, that's... Oh, right, so it's like such a horrific visualization.
When I start seeing that little dead girl's face everywhere, it's in the clouds, it's in the dark, on fabric.
God damn. That caused them to spiral back, hoping with seeing this this horrific thing.
So I grabbed this knitting needle, and all I could think about was how to...
No way. And oh shit, he's blind, right?
But I mean, like, I can't see anything blind, right?
He still sees the girl's
Yeah, I
face.
still see her. Well, I can't see anything else. I see her.
Even being blind, he still sees this imagery in his head.
I leaned on my habit to get rid of that face, and my habit made sure that I never would.
Christ, dude, what a way to start the episode. So heavy. So sad the way it tied in to his childhood story about how his brother taught him to see faces. And it tied into this unfortunate accident. Now he sees the girl's face everywhere.
90?
90, alright. So he's kind of striking up a bit of a friendship or a relationship maybe with this woman that he noticed. Yeah.
Luke, addict.
Highlight.
4, 5.
5.
The soldiers are attacking that monster that he saw.
And there's nothing down there. It's normal for kids to have imaginary friends, nightmares.
Okay, I was about to say that was no friend, man.
You want this? Well, you are a big boy now. You know, big boys, they know the difference between what's real and what's imaginary.
Nice. He took that little opportunity to kind of be a teachable moment. Big hat, for a big boy that knows the difference between what's real and what's not, to kind of encourage him to get over what he's afraid of.
I've burned Shirley for thousands of dollars. Lied to feel like it was my job. Stolen from Steve on countless occasions. I broke Lily's heart. Missed her wedding.
The unfortunate track record of all his wrongdoings. He's gonna wake up. Yeah, it is. It's the present. Oh, and he's somewhere far away then, because it's 12:03 here. And in the other episode, it was 3:03. He knows something's wrong. Go where? What is that supposed to mean? And he's going like this again. When they woke up, they touched here. So it's like they have this connection.
Did you get him?
That would keep a kid occupied for like hours, I bet.
There's nothing. It was probably just Theo messing around.
Oh my god, that's so loud. The reflection on the side of the mouthpiece, whatever it's called, it was like right behind him.
Joey chose to leave treatment in the middle of the night. This is what happens when we forget
She ditched.
sometimes. And I'm not saying this about you, Luke, is we can start to hang our recovery on someone else instead of on ourselves. Luke.
I'm fine.
Struck a nerve. I think I see what she's saying though. That if he's tying his recovery too closely to someone else, another addict, he's kind of becoming dependent on them. So if they bail or they spiral, it's almost like they'll both go down that path, right? Like, look at him. I'm sure he wants to leave right now. I would imagine. Hard to blame him to think that way when his closest friend in here is gone now too.
You okay in there?
Is that a note from him now?
Moment. Last night, one of those. You know what I'm talking about. I just want to make sure that you're okay.
He said, you know what I'm talking about. That's relating to the twin thing, right? The guy with his back turned to him, huh? Oh wait, he's like, he was dressed out of place, right? Because did you see the hat he was wearing? Like maybe only Luke was seeing him. Is what I'm trying to get at. Oh, I didn't see the feet. It's the cane tapping. This is who he was seeing on the street, huh? Just much larger. Much larger. Very elongated. Ooh, that is creepy. Classic go-to hiding spot for a kid. Don't know how effective it is, but interesting. I like the choice of having him kind of float and he's navigating with the cane, kind of pulling himself. Oh, he's taking his hat back. That was his hat. And the same hat that the guy was wearing on the street. Ooh, dude. And that's the person Luke is seeing right now again.
We need these beds for people who actually want to get well. You run, you give up your spot. That's the way it is.
Please, Paige, please.
I'm sorry.
But you did it to yourselves.
Oh, him as well. I mean, it kind of makes sense because if they know they can just come and go as they please, like she said, it becomes a hotel in a way, you know? And at that point, you're not recovering, you're just in that same state, that same place in life. But now Luke is also getting kicked out, I think.
I'm gonna get us a place to stay tonight. Tomorrow at 2. and I'm gonna get you clean again. And I'm gonna be right here, right there with you, all the way, just like you were for me, okay?
Tough to see, because you can see how much he cares about his friend, the lengths that he's willing to go.
Once I broke my foot, and Annelle called me a few minutes later, and she was just watching TV, and her ankle just went nuts.
I'm pretty sure that's like a thing people actually say, right? Supposedly that twins are kind of very connected, like this unspoken bond.
She's always believed in me. Not the rest of the family, not so much, but the only other person that believed in me like that was you.
That's why she's so important to him as well. Oh man, it's hard hearing just how important Nell was to him as his twin, knowing that she's actually gone already.
Steve is not coming back soon, maybe ever. He doesn't live here anymore.
What?
We separated a month ago.
Oh, wow.
But you have to talk to Steven. You know what he's gonna say.
Wait, he's not actually there. He's seeing the past. Okay. Got confused.
I write about haunted houses mostly. And haunted people, I'm afraid there's no shortage of them.
Must run in the family. I mean, Luke's a great writer, too.
Yeah?
Okay. He has a little bit of his own writings, huh?
The short story with the imaginary little friend in the garden, the one, do you know that?
Oh, Abigail.
You guys got it all, man. Where do you go from here? Nothing left to do except maybe fill this place up with some kids, I guess.
Change the subject real quick. Seems like something they're not too eager to talk about for some reason. Not ready, or some other reason preventing them from.
Yeah, it happens. I just never really felt like it before.
You must like her.
I admire her.
That's sweet. Quite a big difference from like and admire.
She's articulate, she's funny. Disarming, you might say.
Ooh. He's not gonna receive this well.
I just wanted to bring a friend to dinner, and you're not even giving her a chance.
No, I guess I'm not.
Why not?
I'm fresh out of those. I gave them all to you.
They've been down this road so many times that Steve goes burnt out on it. And even though Steve seems kind of short with them right now, it's truly coming from like this place of trying to warn his little brother, because he cares about him.
That's all I wanted. 30 days clean so you could make me feel like shit again.
Luke.
Fuck you.
Oh, this is his apartment, huh? Oh, and this is where he gets the money that he needed, right? Because right. Got it. That's why he stole his stuff, yeah. And this is where they meet. Talk about bad timing.
You can keep the cash and sell that old camera. I need the iPad, you know. It stays here.
This is the money for the hotel, right? That's where it was leading to. But from Steve's perspective, it's like he thinks he probably already used, or he's sliding back.
Baby. You got a fever?
Yeah, maybe. My arms and legs, you know? Muscle legs.
And he keeps saying that he's cold.
What are you doing?
Be back in a flash.
Is he cold and sweating and having these symptoms as like a form of with withdrawals? I don't know how this works, but I thought that's something that happens early on in going clean, you know? But for all I know, it could be like a reoccurring thing for like an extended period of time. I truly don't know. Is she ditching him? Was that like a goodbye? She doesn't want to drag him down.
Joey!
Dude, she's gone. And she robbed him. Did she steal from him when she kissed him? Jesus Christ, man. That level of like trust and how much he cared about her. And now to feel her kind of betray that and go. But then again, I'm assuming this is kind of like the experience that his siblings were having with him at a certain point, right? But now he's on the receiving end of this type of behavior. This figure, man. It's also interesting how when he was a kid, I think the figure looked much more taller. Like it was way more exaggerated than him seeing it as an adult. Maybe his kids perceive things kind of in a scarier way.
You know, I was always a scared little kid, and I thought I'd get braver as I got older. But my mom committed suicide when I was 6 years old. I didn't really understand death yet, so I guess I just expected her to come back.
Didn't understand that she was permanently gone. That one day she'd just like walk through the door again.
Every time I saw those headlights come around the corner, I'd just sit up in bed, staring out of my window, just full of hope. Those taillights, they were the worst. Red eyes in the dark, just taking hope with them.
Red lights in the dark, taking hope with them.
I guess that's why I started using it in the first place, you know? To keep those things away.
So he's trying to get away from...
They're not gonna believe this. They never really believe me. And I don't blame them. You know, I fucked them over so many times. I'll never know how it felt for them to be done like that.
But right now he is experiencing something like that, right? When Joey left.
Someone special who's always had my back. Thank you. Any addict alone.
Left to their own devices, left in bad company. It's really sad the way he described like this, it's kind of like naive hopefulness of being a kid, not understanding how his mom was gone. And he was just like praying that she would come back. But she wasn't.
3, 4,
counting. I think it's a way to keep his mind occupied and like focused on one thing. Just the counting. And like block out everything else, right? Almost like a form of meditation, I guess.
You're awake. I saw her again. The bent neck lady.
Oh yeah, the lady or monster thing from like the first episode, right? That's the one she's seeing. Luke's seeing Abigail and she's seeing a lady. And people don't believe them.
They say she's a nightmare, but she's real. I know she is.
She's a little drop of the ocean that spilled over. That's what her dad said.
Dad, Steven, Churl, Theo, you, me. It has to be 7.
Oh, this is why he counts. He's counting the things that are important to him.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7. And each step, each count is like a family member or somebody that he loves. That's the strength he's trying to carry with him to get away from this. You know what's interesting is that the way he counts is by taking the steps. That's the rhythm he keeps. But this guy, he doesn't step at all. He totally disregards that. He's floating. It's like a complete defiance of his method of counting. The headlights. That's the mom, huh? I didn't recognize her, but that's her.
I'm so sorry. I couldn't help her. I couldn't help her.
God, that sucks, dude.
It's like withdrawal, but I didn't use.
That's what was confusing me about it. So this is out of the normal, right? It's not normal. Steve's not gonna believe him.
It's Nell.
And now he's gonna learn.
Nell's dead.
Oh my god.
No. It was suicide.
Dude.
See?
It was.
It wasn't.
So what does he think it is? It's over? That was so fast. Well, that's what I was hoping for, right? I was looking forward to an episode about Luke. And it was pretty much as I suspected that it would be a pretty sad backstory given his current place in life. I like the way, I mean, he would count those buttons, each one representing like a family member, somebody that he loves, that are things that are important, that in his mind keep him safe, that kind of anchor him and help him ignore the things that are scaring him, right? And then right now at the end of the episode, he just found out that arguably the most important one of those, the most important button, if you will, is gone now. So that's gonna be so rough. I wonder going forward from here, if I would imagine that he might potentially slide back into old habits, maybe relapse, given how hard this is gonna take a toll on him. But they did a really good job of showing kind of paralleling Luke's experience with his friend Joey, somebody that he cares about, that he's trying to help stay clean, right, get sober, and the way he treated his family before, right? Like how many times they went down that road of him borrowing money, or him stealing, or him lying, and not to like fully condemn him, right? The things that he did aren't good, but I'm also not trying to be like super judgmental of Luke. I know it's a fucking character in the show, but you know, they're doing such a good job at effectively portraying these people that it really does make you feel like they're real and like you care. But yeah, not to condemn him so hard, because I feel like I couldn't even imagine how much of a struggle and how difficult it would be to be in that situation and also see a loved one in that situation, right? So again, I'm not like saying he's like worthless or anything, you know, he's a human. But yeah, they paralleled that so well. How many times he went down that road with his family to the point that they were burnt out and had no more to give, because at a certain point you're enabling the behavior. And then he feels that same kind of stab from his friend Joey that he cared about so much. Like in the manner that it happened to is when she gave him that unexpected kiss. It was almost like a distraction, right? Like a flashbang that he threw that kind of distracted him. And by the time he noticed that you know, she was gone, or like the next thing you know, his stuff was gone too. When I mentioned that his family, or like Steve, that they made an example of in particular here, being kind of burnt out on trying to help Luke and stuff, I'm also not condemning them, because it's that's a lot to expect of somebody to forever be trying to help somebody else. It's also not fair to them to always have to constantly be there to like help pick up your mess, you know. It's just not fair at a certain point. So I'm not leveraging any blame or guilt in their direction either necessarily, you know. It's a very tough situation all around. The man that Luke kept seeing with the hat and the cane, you know, it was like this fear, this thing that was haunting him this whole episode. It was obviously like a reminder of the house they lived in once, a reminder of his mother's suicide. And it's like this creeping, not just fear, but like almost temptation or pressure to give in, and I feel like it was that feeling that was trying to get him to relapse, right, and slide back down the slope. And it was following him around everywhere. And I think now that I think about it, he at first saw him at a distance, right, in present time, and as the episode went on, I believe every time he saw him, he was getting closer and closer to Luke, right? I think I just noticed that, as in it was getting really bad. And oh my god, that is it, because it was about to catch up to him. At the very end of the episode, it literally got up to his back, but when he turned around, he saw the headlights of the car, shown in a very interesting way, and through his, what I think was his mother's eyes, that turned into the car headlight that was bringing Steve and his the rehab worker, I forgot, I don't know if they said her name, but yeah, it got close to him. And I mentioned during the episode a detail that I really liked about this man, this monster, this thing he's seeing, is that Luke's form of meditation is counting with his steps, and this being, this thing that he's seeing, completely defies that, or ignores it by not walking at all. I just feel like that was a creative kind of little way of showing that it's disregarding his method of meditation, of focus, and that it's gonna creep up and float up to him anyway. I don't know, that's just how I kind of feel about what he was seeing. I thought that was a cool detail. I think just a quick side note on something that I think is worth mentioning is the floating man. I refer to it in a couple different ways, right? I describe him as a man, as a monster, or like as some kind of being. I just want to say that I think the reason why it's kind of difficult for me to describe it, I guess you could just call it like a ghost of some kind. But the reason I guess I kind of struggle with describing it or giving it a label is because clearly something supernatural is occurring in this show, right? That it's being displayed to us. So they call it a haunted house, right? For Christ's sake. But at the same time, it's kind of tricky because I'm not trying to take the ghosts or the monsters too literal, because I feel like they are kind of, like in this instance for Luke, it's a real representation of of his past, and something that he is genuinely afraid of, right? His experience as a kid in that house. Who knows, maybe as a kid maybe he genuinely just found the house to be spooky or something now, but in present day he associates that spookiness, the scary things that he saw, with very real life things that happen, very serious tragedies. His mom passing away, right, in that house.
A ghost can be a lot of things. A memory, a daydream, a secret, grief, anger, guilt. Most times they're just what we want to see, because it's better than never seeing him again.
So he relates those things, these fears and these traumatic events that happen to him, right? So, and they manifest themselves in this form of the guy with the hat. But that's what I'm kind of picking up on. So it's like, I think the show's kind of walking this line of like blurring scary haunted house with reality in a way where I think it's fun to accept the supernatural things about it, but then also recognize that they may be just like this representation of real things that happen to the characters. So it's definitely like a balance of both, which is being done really good and very well in the show. So that's something I'm super enjoying. Just wanted to make a quick note of that. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm trying to explain myself. But yeah, anyway, another solid job at showing Luke, which is what I was really excited for, to see Luke, a bit of his story, which was very sad, but as an episode, not disappointing by any means. I really enjoyed this. I tried to, it's hard to interject during these long monologues, like when he's speaking in front of the AA people. Is it AA or like the rehab center? I want to say things during it, but I also don't want to interrupt the flow of what's being said. So I try to do it in between if I can, or afterwards if I can, you know, grab a hold of my thoughts. I might just pause in the future a little bit here and there, just to, if it's something I absolutely feel like I need to get out, I'll probably do it. But yeah, I guess that'll do it for now. I'll go ahead and wrap this up, and thank you guys so much, and see you next time.